Welcome back, fragrance family out there on YouTube land. I hope you're looking good, smelling good, and doing great things. Thanks for joining me here on my channel, Stephen Sturgill. I'll be your host for the next few minutes, hopefully maybe several minutes. I want to review a different fragrance today, but I want to kind of answer a little. It's not so much a jab by one of my favorite not hometown heroes, but YouTube frag community. Who I consider a distant friend and someone I look up to and admire quite a bit. And that's Joy Amin out of Bangladesh. Love you, Joy. I did want to maybe though just answer a little jab or complaint that he kind of took in a recent vid. It wasn't directed at me. I'm not at all saying that nor suggesting that, but he said that he doesn't believe in reviewing fragrances just from samplers. And I kind of felt just a tiny bit bothered by that or offended by that to an extent, because it's kind of taken a jab at a lot of reviewers as though, and I'm not saying he's saying anything like this, but it feels kind of like that maybe he's saying that, well, y'all are taking the cheap way out, or or they're too poor to afford the actual bottle, so they're, maybe they went by the Macy's counter and just picked up some free samples, and ha ha ha, I'm doing a YouTube review. I'm not at all saying he's saying that, and I understand his concerns, if those are his concerns. I know that he's a tremendous fragrance lover, and really believes in giving the full presentation. I think that's more where he's coming from, that he wants to give the bottle, with the sprayer, with the nozzle, with the atomizer, with the production, with the box. And I think that's a beautiful way to go. And in general, I would so certainly wholeheartedly agree. But I think reviewing fragrances from the vial or decant or tester, I think is extremely valuable. And I think for a couple of reasons, let's look at the reasons for a second. Number one, when you're dealing with expensive designer fragrances or niche, especially, which tend to be even a little bit more to extremely more expensive than designer fragrances, or especially custom houses or atars or ouds, or things that have extremely rare natural ingredients, again, niche, they can be even 3 to 5 to 10 times more expensive than an average niche. I mean, you could be spending literally over $1,000 for an Uber Atar or Oud, which has like real gold in it or something, or real this or real that, real ambergris. And of course, a lot of the stuff has been outlawed. But the point is very simple. Even if it's a simple $40 fragrance, why should you waste your money on a full bottle if it doesn't smell good to you, the end user? And I think that's where samplers and decants come in. I think that, if you look at a small sampler, it's still going to smell more or less identical. Even if the weather or the humidity or the conditions have altered that little decant or vial, it's still going to be 90-something% exact in most cases. So you're still going to get the basic pure essence of that frag. I don't believe that anyone's ever going to smell an accurate decant or a sample vial versus a bottle, like this, and say, oh my God, the bottle smells so much more incredible. Oh, now I'm going to buy it. Or vice versa. Well, I didn't like it in the bottle, but man, this vial smells fantastic. I think I'll give it a shot. I just don't think it works that way. So I love bottles. Who doesn't love bottles? Who doesn't love ordering, reams and reams of bottles and doing these huge fragrance hauls, wallet permitting or purse permitting, credit card permitting? But I think obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I've got tons and tons of samples in here because many of these are niche and they are extremely expensive, even in sample form. I got these off Lucky Scent. Some of these were $6 for a tiny thimbleful of juice. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to pull the trigger on a $280 or $400 bottle of perfume that I have no idea what smells like. because they don't sell this at Macy's. They don't sell these at Nordstrom's. They don't sell these at anywhere local that I can get my nose on. So that's the only way I can smell them, and I'm not going to, again, like I said, waste $400, $500, $600 on a bottle or two of juice that I have no idea what it smells like, and I could end up literally not necessarily hating it, but just saying it's not that good. I wish I hadn't bought it. Huge mistake, huge mistake. And I don't want to have to just totally decant bottles that I feel like, oh my God, why did I buy that? Oh, I didn't, blind buy. No, let's not do that, guys. Decants and samples have huge value for the end user to find out whether or not, firstly, what the fragrance smells like, and whether or not we want to buy it and how good it is. So I think, with all due respect to Joy's sentiment, which I fully understand, I believe, and somewhat agree with, but I don't totally agree with it, obviously. I think we as fragrance reviewers, we absolutely can review a fragrance that is coming from a vial or a decant. Now, does that mean that we've given the fragrance the full, depth and breadth and justice that it deserves? Probably not. There, I would agree with Joy and many other frag heads out there that have that similar hardcore sentiment. No, of course not. We're not presenting the bottle. We're not presenting the atomizer. We're not presenting the packaging. Yada, 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 on so on and so forth. But we are still presenting the scent, which I think we have every right to. And it is either the scent or it's not. So with that huge preamble out of the way, let me get into the fragrance of the evening here. I picked these little vials up before I step on them and break them, and they were not cheap. And this is not cheap either. This is, I believe, in bottle form, it comes either in 100 ml or 120 ml or 125 ml, thereabouts. It is by Kilian, and I believe the retail value of the big bottle is around $400. It may be slightly less than that, but it's a lot. Whatever it is, it's at least over $280. And that is Pure Oud. I hope the camera can get that. Yeah, you can kind of get it there. Okay, so this is Pure Oud. This dropped, guys, back in 2009. And let me see. Nose on this was Callus Becker. And Callus Becker, I'm not going to list too many fragrances. She's done just a truckload. She's done some Marc Jacobs, some Monaco, some Narciso Rodriguez Fleur Musk for her, a lot of Nina Ricci, some Oscar de la Renta, Paillard, Pierre Balmain, excuse me, Monsieur Balmain and Bimber. Some Ralph Lauren. She did Legacy of English Elegance and Riviera Dream. I Am King of Miami, Sean John. She's done quite a few Tom Ford, some Hilfiger. She did Versace Parfum Dylan Blue, Yves Saint Laurent, Laurent Kaftan, which is a unisex frag that dropped in 2015. Rock Princess, Rivera Wang, very popular amongst the young ladies. She did some Les Claiborne, some L'Occitane in Provence, some Youp, some Hugo Boss, Jennifer Lopez. She did very expensive Armani, guys. She did Armani Privé Ambre Eccentrico, a unisex frag that I believe retails for around the $280 region. That is not a cheapie by any stretch of the imagination. She also did Donna Karan Gold, DKNY Energy for men, also for women, Delicious Candy Apples, Ripe Raspberry, Juicy Berry, Davidoff Silver Shadow for men, Christian Dior J'adore for women, Women in Gold, did a bunch of by Kilian. I'm not going to list them all. You can go on the websites and check them out. She even did some Bath and Body Works and some Avon. So she gets around. She's done a lot of fragrances. Okay, the notes. And then I want to get into something about, before I get into how it smells, well, I'll just say it in a second. Firstly, let's see. So this is going to have Cypriol, Gaiac or Guaiac wood, Kopaku balm, and saffron oil. So Very thick, very Middle Eastern, somewhat very traditional. And I believe this one kicked off the Arabian Nights collection, which is composed of about 5 perfumes and 5 olfactive harmonies. All of them are built around different essential oils with strong symbolic values from the East. And those typical notes are going to be oud, rose, incense, amber, and musk. And Pure Oud was the first of that Arabian Nights collection, I believe, that was released. And again, it was dropped in 2009. So as the more modern oud craze or wave has hit, this is easily maybe the oldest of those that are famous or come from niche houses that I know of. There may have been some dropped back in 07 or 08, but I don't know of them. Let me know if you know of some that dropped back in 07, 08, or even older than that. I'm not specifically talking about Middle Eastern houses that were not yet famous here in the West. I'm talking about more like designer houses or niche houses that were already sort of going strong here in the Western Hemisphere. Okay, before I get into how it smells, I want to, guys, this is all over the map as far as frag heads go. Some people love it, some people are sort of indifferent to it, and some people absolutely can't stand it. One guy says something about you definitely need to try it on your skin. This stuff is very strong and harsh. It opens with a bitter oud and heavy chemical plastic note. This juice will make you gag and make you feel nauseous or nauseous. This isn't a pleasant scent, and it definitely isn't for the faint of heart. It goes on and on and on. Okay. Dry down's barely acceptable. Make you springy stuff on skin. It smells carcinogenic. I don't know who you want to smell like this, but if you like it, good for you. Stay away. Age range about 50 and above. Okay, that's one person who obviously basically hates it or hated it. Another person, and this is totally opposite in the spectrum, says it's balanced, it's slightly medicinal, animalic nuances, smooth, specifically due to the animalic side of being rather leathery. It's not offensive in the least. Performs excellently. Roughly best of the house, except for Pearl Oud. Blah blah blah. Says the price is absurd, but the scent is pretty fantastic. And then another guy says, Pure Oud by Kilian stays above all others. It is warm, sensual, woody, leathery scent is of very high quality, very long lasting, and hauntingly beautiful. And his second favorite, or their second favorite, is Musk Oud, and they're madly in love with that. Both are incredible, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that is a lady. Wow. Wow, it is unisex, guys. So I'm just going to throw that out there. There's people that are absolutely on both sides of the fence. People who love it, people who hate it, people that don't dislike it, but they're not going to go out tomorrow and buy another bottle. So this is really going to hit you in a very personal way. This is a scent that is not designer at all. This is not Versace. This is not Valentino. This is not Polo. This is not. Yeah, it's not Gucci. It's not a traditional designer house. It's more of a niche, come designer house that, by Kilian is. If you're in the poorhouse, by Kilian's are extremely expensive. Colognes, essences, perfumes, eau de toilettes, scents, basically. So let's get into it and see what do I think of by Kilian Pure Oud. Again, this is not a real bottle. This is no sprayer, no atomizer, but it is the real juice. I got this off Lucky Scent. Okay, I'm already getting some of that medicinal. Woo! Wow! Oh my lordy, Lord! That is potent. That is potente, literally. Wow, that is potent. I'm already getting sort of that animalic, leathery oud with some kind of spice, and also some saffron for sure is coming through. That thick, lush saffron. I guess I'm also getting this thing called Copahu balm. And I'm also definitely getting the guaiac wood and the cypriol. You know what's funny about this, guys? It reminds me of some kind of Asian wood that I smelled a long time ago. And it has just a little hint of camphor. It's a little smoky. It's a little medicinal. It's a little animalic. Definitely getting a tannic sort of leather hide, rawhide vibe. Guys, this is magnificent. This is agar wood oil essence. Like, I don't want to say through and through, but in terms of it's so strong and yet refined. The way it's blended with the kopahu and the saffron and the gaiac, along with that cypriol, and Lord knows whatever else is in there. This, dude, guys, gals, this smells like a billionaire. Like if a billionaire, you know, had an interview, gave you an interview, you sat there and he's got this beautiful, pick whoever your favorite fashion house designer is, you got some beautiful suit on, or if it's slightly dressed down, he's got this beautiful sweater and a gorgeous men's shirt, just absolutely. Either way, whether he's three-piece or casual, he's dressed to the nines. This is a phenomenal scent. It's absolutely stunning. It's got, it has, I don't want to say it has the most depth or the most complexity, but there's definitely some layers going on here, but they're working so well in harmony. It's just, this is easily on the level of Creed, if not in some weird way slightly even beyond most Creeds. This is flabbergastingly awesome. I'm going to put another little couple of drops to make sure I get the full. Oh my god, spilled some. No biggies, just get it up off that glass. Guys, if you can afford it, and many of us cannot, but if you want to save your dollars for a rainy day and get out there and buy you an actual bottle, get out there and buy you a bottle of Pure Oud by Kilian. If you like oud scents, and you will be blown away. It's that simple. Now, this isn't necessarily a projection monster. It's not beast mode, but it has decently good projection. I feel like it's going to last on the skin for a long time with that real oil, high oil concentration. But you're not really going to gas anyone out of the room unless you just, I would imagine, if you just go cray-cray, you know, with like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sprays, then yes, you are probably going to gas people out of the room. But I think this is one that if you go 3, 4, 5, depending on your chemistry and your skin type, I think you should be fine. If you're overly sensitive or you're around people that are extremely sensitive to oud or strong, musky, oaky, leathery, spicy orientals, then probably start with just 2 to 3 sprays would be my guess. I don't have the bottle, so I'm just going by what I'm smelling here, if that makes sense. But I think this is dialed back enough. It's not harsh at all, and it's not just like, this is nowhere near La Yukawam, nor, for example, like these types of Bulgaris. You know, these are beast mode frags. This is not quite in that same league, but it's not weak either. This is not an eau de cologne. I mean, it's really there, but it's subtle. It has some refined. It was very refined, but it's somewhat subtler than I would have imagined, if that makes sense. So I would imagine if you wanted to project more and you want a little bit more beast mode projection, just go heavier with the sprays. You can probably get on eBay and Amazon or other websites and order you some decants. That might be a great way to get introduced to this scent. before you pull the trigger on a $400 bottle. I'm just guessing 380, 350, 340. It's going to be at least probably, I'm guessing, 280 minimum for the big guy. I'm not sure if they come in more than one sizes. At any rate, by Kilian is a very expensive frag, so unless you're just rolling, you know, with just major cash and where it's not even a concern, you just swipe the card or pay the cash, whatever, that's fine. Knock yourself out, more power to you, bravo. Otherwise, I suggest you order a sample, whether it's a 5 mil, 10 mil, or 20 mil decant, or just a smaller vial like off Lucky Scent. It'll get your nose on this fantastic Pure Oud by Kilian. Simply phenomenal. Just absolutely pure niche. Easily as good as Creed, if not better in some respects. Simply, yeah, just staggeringly good. Get your nose on it, guys. That's going to wrap it up. Sorry for that long preamble. I love you, Joy. Don't be mad at me, bro. I just wanted to kind of square that strong opinion that I have that we all should be able to review from samplers or decants. I think, you know, it's important because it can save us a lot of money down the road. And hey, I've probably got 80 bottles here, and the collection is growing every week, so I can't just keep buying bottles. I want to get my nose on things before I pull the trigger, before I actually get that bottle coming my way. So love you guys, and I will see you next time. If you like, subscribe, hit the bell for future updates. It's been my pleasure. Spray often, spray well, and live life on your terms, guys. Peace. I'm out. See you next time.